Welcome to JA Advisory. Master yourself, master the universe.
Greetings and blessings. Welcome to JA Advisory, your guide to mastering yourself and mastering the universe. My name is Jamal, and in this video I wanted to talk about letting go of overthinking. So let's jump right in. Overthinking. What is it? How do you know that you are overthinking? How do you know that you're thinking about something too much? What if you really need to think about something? What if you really do need to analyze something and get down to the root of it? Only you know for sure if you're overthinking or not, but it does hide under these common labels. If you're analyzing, so analysis is one of the labels, and that's why there's something called analysis paralysis, where you get stuck analyzing, searching for an answer, and you never really get to an actionable step. You get frozen in this thought process over and over and over. Some other labels include rumination, so if you're ruminating on something, if you're going over it too many times in a way that's not healthy, in a way that's not actually resolving any conflict. There is obsession, when we're obsessed with something. That can also hide under passion, that there's a fine line there. And you know, that can also mean if you're passionate about something and you're working towards a specific goal, that's fine, but becoming overly passionate about it to the point where it becomes an obsession and it's no longer healthy, in the way that you're consumed by this thing, by this thought or group of thoughts. So watch out for these different ways in which overthinking can hide. So you know when you're overthinking, when you're stuck going over a concept in your head, when you're playing out scenarios that don't exist and that may never exist. You're also overthinking if your thought processes are also getting in the way of clear, actionable steps. If you're, again, stuck in that loop, going over and over, but you're not reaching any clear solution, any clear action point where you can move forward from. There may be other ways. This isn't really an in-depth analysis. I just want to bring to your awareness how overthinking can show up. Now, what can we do about overthinking? Well, once you recognize it happening, then you can interrupt that process. So first is to actually recognize when we're stuck in a loop, or when we're being indecisive, when we're not moving forward, essentially. As with all the mindful exercises, when you find that point, you pause and you breathe and you come back to the present moment. And it's always easier if you have an anchor point. So try to come up with an anchor point to come back to when you find yourself overthinking. I recommend using an anchor point of an intention and the feeling behind that intention. That way, if you're ever working on something or working towards something and you find yourself overthinking, then you can anchor towards the feeling, the intention that you want out of the action. And that basically gives you a shortcut to decision making. It helps to make the decision a little bit more subconscious. So you're focused on the outcome, the feeling, rather than stuck analyzing and going in circles in your head. And after you pause and breathe and come back to your anchor point, then you can focus on actionable steps. Ask yourself, is this an immediate problem? Is it something I have to get to right now? And we branch off from there. If it's not an immediate problem, then you probably don't need to be overthinking it. Everything will be fine. You can go back to your breath, go back to your anchor point, and work towards your intention. So with that comes the lesson of attachment, or rather non-attachment, and letting go. Now, if it is something immediate that you have to get to, list your possible action steps and then focus on what will bring you the desired intention. So you go back to your anchor point. What's the feeling? What's the intention behind your action? Once you get clear on those, then your actionable steps become clear and you can get it out of your head and out into the world. And that's all I have to say about overthinking for now. I'm not going to overthink it. So remember, catch yourself in those loops, catch yourself when you're going back and forth, when you're being indecisive. And from there you can pause, you can go to an anchor point, some focused feeling that you want. And from there you can go to your breath, you can go back to your anchor point, to that main intention, to that feeling that you want to experience, and you can work towards that. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, share it with a friend who you think might benefit, and subscribe for more. Be well, everyone. Stay mindful.